Hi, my name is Dr. Monica Munoz, and I am a psychologist with Dallas Independent School District Psychological and Social Services. Today, I wanted to bring you a video about a resilience exercise that you can do right now that can help you feel grief where grief is due, gain awareness over what's going on in the world and in your life, and to feel gratitude for opportunities that this time has given us. For grief, it's important to figure out what you feel like you've lost during this time. And different people will have different things that they're grieving over, and different people have lost different things. This may include jobs or finances, or even people. And that is really hard and really sad, and I'm sorry for all of your losses during this time. But it's important to name those things because we want to put everything in its place. So for teenagers in general, things that have been lost are your schedule, the ability to travel and see family if you do that, physical time with your friends, and having your own time to yourself. A lot of times, school is an escape from home, and home is an escape from school. And it's like you get to have a different, maybe even personality that you have at school and a different one at home. And so being in the same place all the time can be very challenging. And having some separate time from your parents as well. For seniors and 8th graders, specifically seniors, have lost their senior activities that I know many of you were looking forward to, and the ability to have your graduation in a way that I'm sure you had imagined it your whole life. And so that's really, really hard. And although I know that DISD is being very proactive in getting you a graduation that will be potentially once in a lifetime, you'll get to be able to say, I had a digital graduation, and during a global pandemic that we won't see again. But it is hard to lose something that you've probably looked forward to for a long time. For 8th graders as well, I know that a lot of middle schoolers had all kinds of 8th grade activities that they were doing, and many of them will go separate ways for high school, and missing out on those friendships for this last year is also very difficult. And then general school activities for other students. I know even middle schoolers and high schoolers have dances and activities that they go to that they were looking forward to that they won't be able to engage in this year. Going out and any extracurriculars that you may be in are now you're no longer doing those, at least not in the same way that you were doing them before. For these things that you've lost, it's important to give them their space and give them their container and give them respect, because they did have a place in your life. And so to carry that, but also to let it go, because you can't carry it with you all day. It's too burdening. Let's take a breath. Great. Now we're going to move on to awareness and realizing the things that have stayed the same. Even though most things have changed, a lot of things have stayed the same. One of those things is technology. Not only technology used to really be used in a way to separate us and to disconnect us. We'd be sitting with our friends and we would be on our phones connecting with somebody else. But right now, it's really bringing us together and it's really connecting us. And it's given us the opportunity to do all kinds of things. Thankfully, it's 2020, and so we're able to do groceries online and shop online and connect with people online. And these are opportunities that 15 years ago we wouldn't have been able to do. So that technology, although it stayed the same, we're using it, I think, much more and using it in a positive way. Most of our friendships have probably stayed the same. Although they look different, we still have the ability to connect with those people. And I know for me specifically, some of my friendships have been strengthened because not only do I have more time to talk to my friends, but I've made it a point to reach out to them more. Most of our families have stayed the same, and our homes probably in general are the same. For you, the things that have stayed the same are going to be different than the things that have stayed for me, and I want to be sensitive to those things as well. So when you make your list, include everything that you realize has stayed the same to gain awareness over those things that haven't changed and are still right where they were before. So some new things, some opportunities that COVID-19 have brought us, and it's important to see these things as opportunities because this is different and this is new, and we can continue to stay the same. For example, let's say when I'm home, I usually just hang out on the couch and watch TV, but now I'm home all the time, and so now there's an opportunity to change the way that I function within my home. So that's an example, right? There's an opportunity to work on relationships that usually either I didn't have time to work on or I was able to avoid because I wasn't here enough to pay attention to them. And so even when those relationships are difficult, now we have an opportunity to really focus on them and make them better. And that can include relationships with your siblings, relationships with your parents, relationships with a partner. Even if you're not in the presence of the partner, you can still work on those relationships through technological means. So this has also brought us the opportunity to be more mindful. So to be more present in the moment and to focus on the things around us. Now I have time to go outside. I have time to, I've even bought some plants, which is something I've never had time to do because they do take time. You do have to make sure that they're watered and taken care of, but that's something that we can do now. I go outside a lot more. I am able to even just, like, I appreciate the type of day that it is. Like when the sun is out, I'm like, oh, this is such a beautiful day, and I like to just go outside, even if it's a little gloomy. I get to enjoy that too and say, oh, we'll break from the sun. It's just slowing down and being more mindful. This is an opportunity that we'll probably only get once and that most of us didn't have before. We were running around, going to school, going to work, extracurriculars, meeting with our friends, and just schedules take away from so much, and it's not the same right now. So it's a great opportunity. Reaching out to more people. I know for me, and I think this is something that we should all do, is figure out what this time has brought us that is new and different, just like within us, within our souls, within our hearts. For me, it's brought me the desire for more connection, where I didn't realize that was something that maybe I was missing out on or lacking before. Now, I'm not as scared to reach out to people. And so that's something that after all this is over, I'm going to work on my connections more, as I am now, but physical connections as well. And something really important is that you can do now is to find a self-care routine. This can include journaling. What we're doing right now is a journaling exercise. You can redecorate your room or your house. You can cook more. You can read more, call people, do artwork, call people who make you happy. Find a hobby, find an activity, find something that you can do that you've never had time to do that you've always been interested in. Learn to sew, learn to knit or crochet, learn something different. Find a sport that you might like and play it outside. Definitely take time outside because that's really important for us. It's important for our serotonin in our brain, which is the chemical in our brain that makes us feel good, keeps us from feeling depressed, and makes us feel happy. And the only way to build serotonin is through direct sunlight, exercise, and through protein. And so make sure you're eating right so that you can get that serotonin fill, so that you can feel good. And yeah, find a skill, find a strength. I hope you enjoy doing this exercise, and I hope it brings you what you need and it helps you put everything in its place so that you can enjoy this moment. Thanks.